Good day, everyone. I am Iclester El Tagum, and today we will be talking about the DNA extraction. So, these are the topics that we will be talking about later on. So, first, we do have introduction and the background of DNA, principles of DNA extraction, materials and reagents, procedure, step by step process, factors affecting the DNA extraction quality, and lastly, the applications of DNA extraction. So now let's talk about the DNA itself. So DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid is the hereditary material found in nearly all living organisms. It is discovered by James Watson and Francis Crick in 1953, containing genetic instruction responsible for growth, reproduction, and trait inheritance. It is located in the cell's nucleus and mitochondria, encoding the blueprint of protein synthesis. And when we say all living organisms, tanan buhi, nag-contain aning DNA. And it contains molecule that carries the genetic materials from parents to offspring. And again, all living organisms. So when pasa na siya, that determines na ang organisms is na siya trait na makuha and functions by providing instruction for building proteins sa ilang cells for life. So after I've discussed what is DNA, so now let's talk about the DNA extraction. So from the word itself, extraction meaning i-extract or i-gawas. And it says here na it refers to the process of isolating DNA from cellular material, enabling the scientist to study genetic makeup, manipulate genes, and perform molecular analysis. It is a fundamental procedure in biotechnology, genetics, and forensic sciences. So, I've said earlier no na i-extract or tangtangon kay it is a process of taking out the DNA from cells so it can be studied. So, one of the purpose here na nganong ilang i-extract para mastadihan and it involves breaking open the cells para ma-extract and removing the unwanted parts like proteins and keeping only the pure DNA for testing or experiments or even sa mga lab nga sa schools nga activities. So now let's talk about the DNA or the objectives of DNA extraction. So the objectives of DNA extraction include understanding the basic principles of isolating DNA, identifying the function of each regent, demonstrating the process accurately, and recognizing its wide application in science, agriculture, and also in the medical or medicinal field. So you might wondering no nga, why do we need to extract the DNA? Because one of the purpose is to isolate the pure DNA from cells or tissues for further analysis and experimentation. Because we all know nga, this modern era, this allows our scientists or researchers no, to study genetic material purposes such as identification sa mga sakit and genetic engineering, disease diagnosis, and research sa biotechnology and forensics. And now is the background of the DNA or the deoxyribonucleic acid. So DNA is structured as a double helix composed of nucleotides containing a phosphate group, a sugar molecule, and nitrogenous base. And when we say nucleotides, this is the basic building blocks of DNA and also in RNA because each nucleotide is made of three parts na akong na-said earlier, which is the sugar, phosphate group, and nitrogenous bases. And these three nga groups, these are the responsible for together na ilang i-store and carry the genetic information sa isa ka particular nga living organism. So now let's talk about the phosphate group, nitrogenous base, and sugar molecule. So first is the phosphate group. So ang phosphate group is part na siya sa nucleotide and it is made up of phosphorus and oxygen atoms. So ang ilang buhaton ani is they connect the sugar molecules to DNA. And mo sila ang responsible for forming the backbone of the DNA that holds together the DNA structure nga strands. And the second one is we have the nitrogenous base. And you can also see at the screen no, na we have adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. So these nitrogenous bases are mauni sila ang balin naghimo nga ladder kay mao sila ang mag-connect bitaw and they store genetic information sa ato ang DNA. So lastly is ang sugar molecule. So unsa may buhaton sa sugar molecule? So ang iyang buhaton ani is iya ang i-connect ang phosphate group and ang nitrogenous base. So in that sense, it helps na nga mo hold sa DNA strand together and giving it a structure mo na nang naanatay double helix nga strand as a DNA. So now we will dive into the principles of DNA extraction. So first we have cell lysis. The cell membrane and nuclear membrane are disrupted to release DNA. This step is commonly uses detergents or soaps to dissolve lipid membranes. And also, it is the step where the cell is broken open to release the contents, including the DNA. This is important because DNA is protected inside the cell membrane. So you might wondering why it uses detergent. Let me tell you because detergents are used in the DNA extraction because it helps to break down the cell membranes and nuclear envelopes because they help to release the DNA by dissolving the fats and proteins that holds the cell structure together. So the next one is the removal of proteins and contaminants. Proteins and lipids are separated from DNA using salt solutions or enzymes such as proteases, which helps produce a purer extract. And it is a important step in DNA extraction because it ensures the DNA is obtained is clean and pure. Because what happens there because after the cells are broken open, the solution contains not only DNA but also proteins, lipids, and also the unwanted molecules. So chemicals like enzymes such as protease or salt solution are added to break down or separate these proteins and impurities from the DNA. So this step is essential because leftover contaminants or contaminants can interfere with further experiments, making it harder to analyze or use the DNA accurately in research, testing, genetic studies, or even in the school laboratory activities. So the last principle we have is DNA precipitation. Cold ethanol or isopropanol is added to the solution, causing the DNA to become insoluble and appears as white, thread-like strands. And one of the reasons why we added a alcohol or the ethanol, because alcohol to make the DNA clump together so it becomes visible and can be collected. So this step is important because it allows scientists or researchers or even the students who are conducting a laboratory on the class to isolate and store the DNA to further testing or experiments.
Everyone, I am Asraf Elpanton, and in this part of our presentation, I will discuss the material and reagent, which is essential for DNA extraction. Each of these reagents serves a specific function in breaking the cell structure, separating cellular components, and purifying the DNA. The sample acts as the biological source of DNA, such as smashed banana or strawberry tissues, which are ideal because they contain large amount of DNA and are easy to break down. Our first reagent is the detergent. As we remember, in the extraction buffer, detergent breaks down the cell and nuclear membranes, releasing the DNA into the solution. We did observe it during our last laboratory activity in the last few weeks, in which the mixture became foamy as the detergent dissolves the membranes. Next reagent, we have the salt or sodium chloride. It neutralizes the negative charge on the DNA backbone, allowing the strands to clamp together. This helps prepare the DNA for precipitation in the next step. Next reagent, we have the cold alcohol, usually ethanol or isopropanol, is then added to the mixture to precipitate the DNA. In our banana and strawberry experiment, this is when the white string-like DNA becomes visible. The next reagent, we have the enzymes. And this is only an optional, and if you want to include this in your experiment, it removes proteins and other impurities resulting in purer DNA. Finally, we have distilled water, which maintains the pH level and serves as the solvent for all reagents. Moving on to the procedure or step-by-step processes, here are the standard steps involved in DNA extraction. Step 1, we have the sample preparation. Again, the sample such as banana or strawberry is crushed to break open the cell walls and release the cellular contents. Step 2, we have the lysis. The extraction buffer containing detergent and salt is added to the sample. The detergent breaks the cell membranes while the salt stabilizes the DNA molecules. In our experiment in banana and strawberry, this step creates a smooth and slightly foamy mixture. And step 3, we have the filtration. Of course, the mixture is filtered through a cheesecloth or a filter paper to remove solid debris such as seeds and pulp, producing a clear liquid. Step 4, we have the precipitation. The cold alcohol is gently added along the side of the container. At this stage, the DNA from the banana or strawberry separates from the solution and becomes visible as white thread-like strands floating in the alcohol layer. Though the banana, it did not float above the layer of the alcohol, but it's still visible in the mixture. And the last step, we have the observation. At this point, the DNA can then be carefully collected and observed using a stirring rod or a stick. This process clearly demonstrates how each reagent and step work together to extract DNA from common foods. According to Rin et al., optimizing reagent concentration and temperature can improve the yield and integrity of the extracted DNA.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to informally introduce myself as Albert Arthur Sinato, and I am here to discuss to you about my topic, which is the application of the DNA extraction. So, DNA extraction has an important role in many scientific and practical fields that includes medicine, agriculture, forensics, and researches. So, and in terms of medicine, um, DNA extraction helps to diagnose diseases, identify genetic disorders, and develop personalized treatments. It also helps doctors to analyze or understand the genetic makeup of the patients by allowing to treat certain conditions. Forensics, DNA fingerprinting used by the police or investigators to identify or analyze the situations by examining the blood samples of the victim or suspect, or may it be saliva or hair strands, Also in agriculture, this is what we call the genetic modified organisms or GMO, which helps to improve crop quality, disease to pest resistance, and yield. Also in research, it supports DNA sequencing, cloning, and CRISPR gene editing, all of which help scientists to study genes, of which it supports, which is, of which it's to make a new science breakthrough. And that's all for my part. Thank you. Bye.